Question 1. What's the minimum time gap you should leave when following a vehicle on a wet road? B. 4 seconds. Water will reduce your tire's grip on the road. The safe separation gap of at least 2 seconds in dry conditions should be doubled to at least 4 seconds in wet weather. Question 2. What does this sign mean? C. End of minimum speed. The red slash through the sign indicates that the restriction has ended. In this case, the restriction was a minimum speed limit of 30 miles per hour. Question 3. What should you do if you want to overtake a tractor but aren't sure that it's safe? C. Stay behind it if you're in any doubt. Following a tractor can be frustrating, but never overtake if you're unsure whether it's safe. Ask yourself, can I see far enough down the road to ensure that I can complete the maneuver safely? It's better to be delayed for a minute or two than to take a chance that may cause a collision. Question 4. Which sign means no motor vehicles allowed? B. This sign is used to enable pedestrians to walk free from traffic. It's often found in shopping areas. Question 5. What messages are given by circular traffic signs that have a blue background? B. They give mandatory instructions. Signs with blue circles generally give mandatory instruction. These are often found in urban areas and include signs for mini roundabouts and directional arrows. Question 6. What does a sign with a brown background show? D. Tourist directions. Signs with a brown background give directions to places of interest. They're often seen on a motorway directing you along the easiest route to the attraction. Question 7. What does this sign mean? A. Roundabout. As you approach a roundabout, look well ahead and check all signs. Decide which exit you wish to take and move into the correct position as you approach the roundabout, signaling as required. Question 8. What does this sign mean? B. No through road on the left. This sign shows you that you can't get through to another route by turning left at the junction ahead. Question 9. You see these double white lines along the center of the road. When may you park on the left? D. To pick up or set down passengers. You mustn't park or stop on a road marked with double white lines, even where one of the lines is broken, except to pick up or set down passengers. Question 10. Do you need to plan rest stops when you're planning a long journey? B. Yes, regular stops help concentration. Try to plan your journey so that you can take rest stops. It's recommended that you take a break of at least 15 minutes after every 2 hours of driving or riding. This should help to maintain your concentration. Question 11. How should you position yourself when you use the emergency telephone on a motorway? D. Face the oncoming traffic. Traffic is passing you at speed. If the draft from a large lorry catches you by surprise, it could blow you off balance, and even onto the carriageway. By facing the oncoming traffic, you can see approaching lorries, and so be prepared for their draft. You'll also be in a position to see any other hazards approaching. Question 12. What does this sign mean? C. No motorcycles. You must comply with all traffic signs and be especially aware of those signs that apply specifically to the type of vehicle you're using. Question 13. You're on a motorway. A lorry has stopped in the right-hand lane. What should you do when you see this sign on the lorry? D. Pass the lorry on the left. Sometimes work is carried out on the motorway without closing the lanes. When this happens, signs are mounted on the back of lorries to warn other road users of the roadworks ahead. Question 14. When would you use the right-hand lane of a 2-lane dual carriageway? D. When you're turning right or overtaking. Normally you should travel in the left-hand lane, and only use the right-hand lane for overtaking or turning right. Move back into the left lane as soon as it's safe, but don't cut in across the path of the vehicle you've just passed. Question 15. Which sign means you have priority over oncoming vehicles? D. Even though you have priority, be prepared to give way if other drivers don't. This will help to avoid congestion, confrontation, or even a collision. Question 16. Other drivers may sometimes flash their headlights at you. What's the official meaning of this signal? D. They're warning you of their presence. If other drivers flash their headlights, this isn't a signal to show priority. The flashing of headlights has the same meaning as sounding the horn. It's a warning of their presence. Question 17. What will be affected if the road surface becomes soft in very hot weather? C. The tire grip. If the road surface becomes very hot, it can soften. Tires are unable to grip a soft surface, as well as they can a firm dry one. Take care when cornering and braking. Question 18. What's the main hazard you should be aware of when following this cyclist? C. The cyclist may swerve into the road. When following a cyclist, be aware that they have to deal with the hazards around them. They may wobble or swerve to avoid a pothole in the road, or see a potential hazard and change direction suddenly. Don't follow them too closely or rev your engine impatiently. Question 19. What's the purpose of these road markings? D. To ensure children can see and be seen when they're crossing the road. These markings are found on the road outside schools. Don't stop or park on them even to set down or pick up children. The markings are there to ensure that drivers, riders, children and other pedestrians have a clear view of the road in all directions. Question 20. Which vehicles are least likely to be affected by side wind? A. Cars. Although cars are the least likely to be affected, side winds can take anyone by surprise. This is most likely to happen after overtaking a large vehicle when passing gaps between hedges or buildings, and on exposed sections of road. Question 21. The road is wet. Why would a motorcyclist steer around drain covers while they were cornering? D. To prevent the motorcycle sliding on the metal drain covers. Other drivers or riders may have to change course due to the size or characteristics of their vehicle. Understanding this will help you to anticipate their actions. Motorcyclists and cyclists will be checking the road ahead for uneven or slippery surfaces, especially in wet weather. They may need to move across the lane to avoid surface hazards such as potholes and drain covers. Question 22. An injured motorcyclist is lying unconscious in the road. The traffic has stopped and there's no further danger. What could you do to help? B. Seek medical assistance. If someone has been injured, the sooner proper medical attention is given, the better. Ask someone to phone for help or do it yourself. An injured person should only be moved if they're in further danger. An injured motorcyclist's helmet shouldn't be removed unless it's essential. Question 23. You arrive at the scene of a motorcycle crash. No other vehicle is involved. The rider is unconscious and lying in the middle of the road. What's the first thing you should do at the scene? D. Warn other traffic. The motorcyclist is in an extremely vulnerable position, exposed to further danger from traffic. Approaching vehicles need advance warning in order to slow down and safely take avoiding action or stop. Don't put yourself or anyone else at risk. Use the hazard warning lights on your vehicle to alert other road users to the danger. Question 24. At an incident, how could you help a small child who isn't breathing? C. Open the airway and begin CPR. If a young child has stopped breathing, first check that the airway is open and then begin CPR. With a young child, you may only need to use one hand, and you shouldn't press down as far as you would with an adult. Continue the procedure until the child is breathing again or until a medical professional takes over. Question 25. At an incident, a casualty isn't breathing. What should you do while helping them to start breathing again? D. Open the airway. It's important to ensure that the airway is open before you start CPR. To open the casualty's airway, place your fingers under their chin and lift it forward. Question 26. You're on a long motorway journey. What should you do if you start to feel sleepy? B. Leave the motorway and stop in a safe place. If you feel sleepy, you should leave the motorway at a service area or at the next exit, and stop in a safe place to rest. A supply of fresh air can help to keep you alert before you reach the exit, but it isn't a substitute for stopping and resting. Question 27. How can you avoid wheel spin when you're driving on an icy road? A. Drive at a slow speed in the highest gear possible. If you're traveling on an icy road, extra caution will be required to avoid loss of control. Keeping your speed down and using the highest gear possible will reduce the risk of the tires losing their grip on this slippery surface. Question 28. You intend to turn left at the traffic lights. What should you do just before turning? A. Check for bicycles on your left. If you've been in a queue of traffic and are about to turn left, check your near side for cyclists, as they often filter past on the near side of slow-moving or stationary vehicles. Question 29. What should you do if you become tired while you're driving on a motorway? B. Leave the motorway at the next exit and rest. If you feel yourself becoming tired or sleepy, you should leave the motorway at the next exit or services and stop for a rest. If you have to drive a long way, leave earlier and plan your journey to include rest stops. That way you're less likely to become tired while driving and you'll still arrive in good time. Question 30. What can you do to help prevent tiredness on a long journey? C. Take regular refreshment breaks. Long-distance driving can be boring. This, coupled with a stuffy, warm vehicle, can make you feel tired and sleepy. Make sure you take rest breaks to help you stay awake and alert. Stop in a safe place before you get to the stage of fighting sleep. Question 31. You're driving at night. What should you do if you're dazzled by headlights coming towards you? C. Slow down or stop. If the headlights of an oncoming vehicle dazzle you, slow down, or if necessary, stop. Don't close your eyes or swerve, as you'll increase your chances of having a collision. Don't flash your headlights either, as this could dazzle other drivers and make the situation worse. Question 32. What's the speed limit for a car towing a caravan on a dual carriageway? A. 60 miles per hour. The speed limit for cars towing caravans or trailers on dual carriageways or motorways is 60 miles per hour. Due to the increased weight and size of the combination, you should plan further ahead. Take care in windy weather, as a strong side wind can make a caravan or large trailer unstable. Question 33. You're driving on a busy main road. What should you do if you find that you're driving in the wrong direction? B. Turn around in a side road. Don't turn around in a busy street or reverse from a side road into a main road. Find a quiet side road and choose a place to turn around where you won't obstruct an entrance or exit. Look out for pedestrians and cyclists as well as other traffic. Question 34. You've broken down on a two-way road. You have a warning triangle. At least how far from your vehicle should you place the warning triangle? C. 45 meters, 147 feet. Advance warning triangles fold flat and don't take up much room. Use one to warn other road users if your vehicle has broken down, or if there has been an incident. Place it at least 45 meters, 147 feet behind your vehicle, or the incident, on the same side of the road or verge. Place it further back if the scene is hidden by, for example, a bent hill or dip in the road. Don't use warning triangles on motorways. Question 35. Your car breaks down on a level crossing. What's the first thing you should do? C. Leave your vehicle and get everyone clear. If your vehicle breaks down on a level crossing, your first priority is to get everyone out of the vehicle and clear of the crossing. Then use the railway telephone if there is one to tell the signal operator. If you have time before the train arrives, move the vehicle clear of the crossing, but only do this if the alarm signals aren't activated. Question 36. How can you avoid wasting fuel? A. By having your vehicle serviced regularly. If you don't have your vehicle serviced regularly, the engine will gradually become less efficient. This will cause increased fuel consumption, and in turn an increase in the amount of harmful emissions it produces. Question 37. You're driving on a one-way street. What should you do if you realize you've taken the wrong route? D. Continue and find another route. Never reverse or turn your vehicle around in a one-way street. It's illegal and could even cause a collision. If you've taken a wrong turn, carry on along the one-way street and find another route, checking the direction signs as you drive. Stop in a safe place if you need to check a map. Question 38. Your vehicle has broken down on a motorway. What should you do if you aren't able to get onto the hard shoulder? B. Switch on your hazard warning lights. If you can't get your vehicle onto the hard shoulder, use your hazard warning lights to warn others. Leave your vehicle only when you can safely get clear of the carriageway. Don't try to repair the vehicle or attempt to place any warning device on the carriageway. Question 39. Who's responsible for paying the vehicle tax? D. The registered keeper of the vehicle. The registered keeper of the vehicle is responsible for paying the vehicle tax or making a statutory off-road notification, SON, if the vehicle is to be kept untaxed and off the road. Question 40. What circumstances require you to notify the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Agency, DVLA? B. When your health affects your driving. DVLA holds the records of all vehicles, drivers and riders in Great Britain and Northern Ireland. They need to know if you have a medical condition that might affect your ability to drive safely. You must tell them if your health deteriorates and you become unfit to drive. Question 41. Why are vehicles fitted with rear fog lights? C. To make them more visible in thick fog. Rear fog lights make it easier to spot a vehicle ahead in foggy conditions. Avoid the temptation to use other vehicles' lights as a guide, as they may give you a false sense of security. Question 42. Why should you try and park in a secure car park? D. It helps deter thieves. Whenever possible, leave your car in a secure car park. This will help deter thieves. Question 43. Other than direction indicators, how can you give signals to other road users? A. By using brake lights. Your brake lights will give an indication to traffic behind that you're slowing down. Good anticipation will allow you time to check your mirrors before slowing. Question 44. How can you help to prevent your car radio being stolen? A. Install a security-coded radio. A security-coded radio can deter thieves, as it's likely to be of little use when removed from the vehicle. Question 45. You're driving on an open road in dry weather. What distance should you keep from the vehicle in front? C. A 2-second time gap. One way of checking there's a safe distance between you and the vehicle in front is to use the 2-second rule. To check for a 2-second time gap, choose a stationary object ahead, such as a bridge or road sign. When the car in front passes the object, say only a fool breaks the 2-second rule. If you reach the object before you finish saying the phrase, you are too close and need to increase the gap. Question 46. Why is it dangerous to leave rear fog lights switched on after the fog has cleared? C. They may be confused with brake lights. If your rear fog lights are left on when it isn't foggy, the glare they cause makes it difficult for road users behind to know whether you're braking or you've just forgotten to turn off your rear fog lights. This can be a particular problem on wet roads and on motorways. If you leave your rear fog lights on at night, road users behind you are likely to be dazzled, and this could put them at risk. Question 47. Where should you park your vehicle at night? C. In a well-lit area. When you're parking at night, park in a well-lit area. This can help deter criminals from targeting your vehicle. Question 48. When are you allowed to park in a parking bay for disabled drivers? B. When you have a blue badge. Don't park in a space reserved for disabled people unless you or your passenger are a blue badge holder. The badge must be displayed on the dashboard or fascia panel, where it can be clearly read through the front windscreen. Question 49. What should you do first if your vehicle has broken down on an automatic railway level crossing? C. Get everyone out of the vehicle and clear of the crossing. First, get yourself and anyone else well away from the crossing. If there's a railway telephone, use that to get instructions from the signal operator. Then if there's time, move the vehicle clear of the crossing. Question 50. What should you do when you're overtaking a motorcyclist on a windy day? C. Pass widely. In strong winds, riders of two-wheeled vehicles are particularly vulnerable. When you overtake them, allow plenty of room. Check to the left as you pass to make sure they're safe.